All right. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to more Rising Phoenix Racing League. Oh, my mic is quite loud, actually. Let me just do this. Okay. So, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rising Phoenix Racing League. This is Season 6, Round 4, and we are here at wonderful Silverstone. And yeah, we are just gonna get going in just a minute here. Okay. Excuse me. Apologies. Alright, so, as I said, we are in lovely Silverstone in Britain, and we will excuse me. And yeah, we'll be getting underway very, very shortly. So obviously 18-minute qualifying and a 50-minute race, or no, 50% race, not 50 minutes. The race should be actually around 50 minutes. If it is wet, at least. If it's dry, it should be around 45. And yeah. All right. So it is, as you can clearly see, it is very, very sunny out today. And now we will just wait to see who the first driver is to come out. And I think that's a Renault. It is Cobalt. So following the same tradition, Cobalt usually being the first driver out. Something that I used to do when I was league racing back in the day. Always being the first one out, which is a lovely sight to see. In that yellow and black Renault, number 32. Also, I really like his helmet as well. You can't see it actually that well, but I think it has stripes on it. Looks very, very nice. The red, white, and blue with the black main color. Following him out is number 73, Racing Point, followed by Deadwood Bear. So that's Anton, followed by the Renault of Deadwood. Also Cassix, TJ, Lord of Lamb, G-Buck, I think the name is. Currently classified P16. Also on an outlap. And yeah, so let's just wait for all of these drivers to get around to start their actual laps. Now Deadwood being pretty close to Anton Bennett, actually. Looking pretty racy on the outlap here. Maybe he probably wants to get past him actually, but doesn't want to cause any trouble in the meantime. Also, the Red Bull and the McLaren here are also pretty close. And a lot of cars are pretty close there as well, further back down on the Hangar Straight. Anyways, Cobalt is beginning his lap, so let's go on board with him. Excuse me. I need some water. I will be right back. Oh, as we have a car stopped on the Hangar Straight. Looks to be a AlphaTauri. Oh, and now we have another car stopped. Oh, Deadwood has been disqualified from the session. for something. I'm not sure. I didn't quite catch why that was, but that is very, very unfortunate for Deadwood. Not even the first lap completed of the weekend, and already starting from the back. So it's gonna take quite a lot now for Deadwood to get some redemption there, as Cobalt almost invalidates the lap there, but thankfully the game, or thankfully he was just within the confines of the track. Coming around Stowe, I believe that's Stowe. I think Cops is the one after Brooklands, but yeah. Cops is the one before the S's, and then Stowe's the one after, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, Cobalt with the first lap set of the session, and it's a 24.8. That seems very, very quick, actually. Going to be quite difficult to beat, I would assume. A 24.8 from Cobalt, 24.9 from Kha'Zix, 25.0 almost on the nose from Anton, 25.0 as well from Jibuk, and a 25.1 from Carwin Rob in the Mercedes. What's important to note is that Kha'Zix and Rob and Nelly's, or is that Nelly? Silent S maybe? I'm not sure. I'll say Nelly's is on the mediums, as well as Rob and Kha'Zix. So that's very important to note. Kha'Zix being probably the best net qualifier so far, because the gap between the two softer compound tires is definitely more than a tenth. Meaning that Kha'Zix has effectively outqualified Cobalt, at least in terms of relative pace to tire performance. But Cobalt's still doing a very good job, currently being bumped down into P2 though, being pipped by Super Guy by 4/10 actually, so more than pipped, but Super Guy is known to be extremely quick compared to almost, I think at least from the last race I saw, Super Guy was much quicker than almost anyone. So that is not to downplay Cobalt's achievement there of a 24.8, but just to show how fast Super Guy really is. TJ with an unrepresentative lap, and oh, he's in the gravel there. The 74 Alfa Romeo. A Red Bull having to take avoiding action there. No damage to the Alfa, however, that will probably put a dent in TJ's confidence for the rest of the session. Currently last of the time setters, although that 49 obviously is not representative. There must have been a big off on his first attempt, and there's been a big off on his second attempt, I'm afraid, as well. So here we have the Ferrari of Bunsback all alone on the back straight. Just in front of him is his teammate, who's coming into the pits, having just set provisional pole. But the 22 Ferrari, let's actually just stay with him for this lap here. So here we go. So into the first corner, pretty much flat out, just a slight lift, possibly. I'm not too sure with the 2020 cars, but heavy braking after turns 2 into turn 3, into 4, and flat out through 5, the kink of 5, onto the straight. Is that the Wellington straight? I think the Wellington straight is the first sector straight, and then the hangar straight is the second sector, or third sector straight, right? And then the start-finish straight is recently renamed to be the Hamilton straight, after we all know who, Lewis Hamilton. Riding the curbs there is the Ferrari, doing very, very well. Almost complete or almost, they've almost completed the lap now. And ooh, and validation, a little bit too far on the inside of Stowe there, and that has cost them dearly. And they're gonna have to go for a second attempt, which I think they're gonna go for right away. I would have expected them to come into the pits if they could have just cut across the grass there and come into the pits, which technically by the game standards is allowed, although in real life it's not, for obvious reasons. But yeah, yep, he's going for it one more time. I fear his ERS will run out though by the end of the lap. We'll have to come back to him as we go on board with VSMT_TM Racing. I'll just call him VS or VSMT in the Hess on the soft tires. Although there was a glitch there that said he was on mediums for some reason on the leaderboards, or on the timing standings. Number 13 Hess, unlucky number for some, but was actually a number that I raced with during my final season with my respective league, and it was my best season by far. So here's hoping that VSMT can have some good luck today with that number, as at least it's treated me very nicely in the past. I was in the Ferrari in those days. I was just earlier this year, actually, back in January. Anyways, enough about that. Flex Marcel currently on beginning a hot lap here. I believe this will be his second attempt. Currently exactly tied with his Red Bull teammate Jibuk with a 125.022. Very, very close times here. We've got between P3 and P10 are only separated by about 3/10. So that's 7 positions for 3/10. That's very, very nice. That's only an average of about 0.4 or 0.5 tenths of a second per car, as Jibuk goes P2 with a 24.640. So just pipping Vaporshay there, and also demoting Cobalt down to 4th at the moment. Many cars obviously still have laps to do though, so despite there only being 7 minutes left, or despite the session, despite some of the gaps, or at least one of the gaps at the very front seeming almost insurmountable, it's definitely possible for some drivers to mount a good challenge in due time. So Jibuk is on his in-lap. And here we have Super Guy. Let's go on board with him actually, as we see what he can do if he can stretch his advantage up at the front. We're about almost half a tenth down in the first sector, but that can be made up. As we do have some yellow flags in Sector 1, although that is just for Flex Marcel, getting out of the way of the 2 alphas of Twitch and TJ. Now one driver who hasn't started a lap yet, actually 2, Button and Bazooka Joe. We will see what, as a Super Guy getting some slipstream from the Mercedes there. We will see what they can do come later in the session. Bazooka Joe currently at Cops. I know Super Guy is abandoning the lap after probably a poor second sector. And obviously he could see it on his telemetry that probably wasn't worth it completing that lap, and that he can probably do even better. Alright, so let's go to Bazooka Joe now. In the AlphaTauri. First time we've actually seen an AlphaTauri in this session so far. Or first time I've seen an AlphaTauri, at least. I may have I haven't seen much of him so far this quality, but let's give him some spotlight now. So, beginning his lap, currently P15 for Bazooka Joe. number 82, I think that is. No, number 86, my bad. Heading through the first sector, followed closely by his teammate, who's on an outlap. As we also have Anton Bennett coming out. And nope, that's actually Vaporshade coming out. Anton is almost about to do his lap. And these last 5 minutes are going to be quite interesting, because it's time for the final runs. Ooh, as Twitch is out of the session after seemingly a big accident there at Beckett's. The left-hander there, the middle S. Maybe we can see what happened. Doesn't look like an accident actually. Looks like just a retirement, I think, because he wasn't in a wall or anything, right? I don't know, maybe I could be wrong. But yeah. And it's P10 for Bazooka Joe. Once again, adding to the list of drivers who are right in the mix with others. The gaps between P2 and P12, so that's 10 drivers, is only 6/10? 6.5 tenths about? Which is extremely impressive. And P5 to P12 is still only around 3/10, or 4/10, my bad, which is still extremely impressive how consistent and close these drivers are. It's a very spicy league, this one is. Let's actually go. Oh, Bun has had another accident there. In turn 2, probably losing it out of turn 1, sliding across the gravel and the grass, and he's gonna have he only has one more attempt now to get this right. One more lap. His tires are probably very hot, not in the best condition after that, but he cannot afford to come into the pits. He will not have time for another run, so he's gonna have to be very careful with this next run. This next lap will count for a whole lot, as Nelly's goes P14 with a 27.0. And there he goes. Still P14, but he does improve by 6/10. And I believe that will be his qualifying session over. So now all eyes are on the only man not to have set a lap yet, after some unfortunate luck and invalidation in the first lap, and a spin in the second lap. Actually, no, two invalidations, I believe, and then a spin in all 3 runs. Some sort of error or just plain bad luck with track limits has cost him, and has really put the pressure on the Ferrari driver and the Ferrari team. As Ricochet actually gets pole position, at least at the moment. Super Guy still has to do his lap though, with G-Book and Flex Marcel close behind. So it could be any of those 4, I would say, given a perfect lap, or a nearly perfect lap rather. Anyways, let's look as the pressure is really on the driver in P15 right now. Let's see what he can do as he tries to get the slipstream, or I think attempted to. Was sort of hoping that Anton would get out of the way a little bit later to give him some of that nice clean air down the straight. However, it was not meant to be this time. Coming through as TJ retires from the session. Coming through on 3-lap old softs as well. That's quite interesting, doing that many laps on those tires. Yep, they're his best lap tires as well, so it'll be interesting to see how far he can go into the first stint of the race with tires that are probably maybe 15% worn at this point already, excluding the formation lap and the start wheel spin. The wheel spin off the start. So interesting. We will see. And oh, that's so unlucky for the Ferrari driver, just barely out of the track limits. Didn't even appear to be out of the track limits from my perspective, but just unfortunately just... Okay, well, he will have one more lap now, so he still does have a lap, but that is extremely unfortunate. A 1:45.5 is the current classified time, although I could have sworn that that was an invalid lap, so I'm not sure why there's a time up there, as there was no time before, I don't think. But yeah, that is some extremely bad luck there. Ooh, as Kasich actually goes pole position. I didn't even realize that. I was so focused on the Ferrari. Kasich's in current pole position as Shea is out of the session, and Super Guy. Let's see what Super Guy can do. Currently up by around a tenth and a half in the second sector with a purple second sector. At this current moment, it will not be enough for pole position, but maybe P2. We will have to see. Also, I just realized that both the Ferraris are number 22, so that must be a little bit confusing for the Tifosi and the Fire Mechanics, as Super Guy actually does improve by more than what I expected him to. A nice surprise, and but unfortunately for him, cannot get pole position, so it will go to Kasich, as no one else is close, and everyone has completed their lap except for 2 drivers at this moment. So we have Anton Bennett, and we have Buttons back. Button still, unfortunately, not improving by too much, and Anton, unfortunately, running wide and invalidating his lap. At least Button did get a representative-ish lap time in, despite the very bad luck that he has had throughout these last 18 minutes. But yeah, good to see that Button at least got a lap in at the end there. Anyways, Kasich's pole position by the slimmest of margins, just 40 milliseconds. Vapor Shea, about a couple tenths back from the top 2, from the front row. Another couple of tenths back to P4. Then we have G-Book, Cobalt, Lord Lamb, Anton Bennett, VSMT, TJ, Carwin Rob, Bazooka Joe, Button, Funky, Nelly's, or Nell. Yeah, I'll say Nell. Nell and Deadwood Bear getting a very unfortunate disqualification at the beginning of the session. So we have all the makings of a pretty, or at least I am pretty confident that we will have a decent race today. Alright. Just checking my messages before the race. And here we go. So formation lap will obviously commence right now, as the McLaren trundles, well, not trundles, but trundles off of the start line and gets up to speed, as does the rest of the grid. So, no, I don't think there's any grid position penalties. The only thing that happened was the Renault being disqualified for a still unknown reason. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Okay. So hopefully everyone is keeping what is being or staying well behaved on the farm lap, as everyone is starting to slow down. Oh, and doing some burnouts is the Haas there up in front in P9 of VSMT. And here we go. So, Kasich starting on pole position, Super Guy up alongside him, both very, very quick, as we have seen in qualifying. But what will everybody's race pace be like, and will there be any errors from the drivers? Will there be any accidents? It's all to play for here in Silverstone. Looking down into the first corner is the front row, as we have 5 lights here in Britain. It's lights out and away we go. Good stuff from Kasich. A lot of wheel spin from a couple drivers there, the Ferrari and the Renault. Into turn 1 we go. Comfortable lead, or pretty good lead by Kasich there. As Shea is looking to up the inside of the Ferrari. Now the Red Bull is getting into it as well of Gbuk. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Some more contact, some ghosting behind. Some more ghosting. Oh, and that's a spin. That's a spin of Cobalt, who has spun. As Flex Marcel has left the session, maybe due to a glitch or just a disconnection. But tragedy for Cobalt at the start of this race. Oh, as that is an Alfa Romeo going wide, possibly with some damage. As on board we are with Carwin Rob, trying to overtake Bazooka Joe down the inside of Cops. Bazooka Joe actually keeps in. Oh, that's Anton Bennett, who has crashed heavily. I think reset the track, I believe, and that is a lot of damage to that car. Ooh, a little bit of a grass being kicked up there by the Ferrari of Button, as everyone's making their way. Oh, we have a battle here. Ferrari versus Mercedes. Mercedes does have a little bit of damage, I do believe. Yes, that is true. Coming into the pits right now. As Kasich leads the way across the line. And it says it's lap 3, but it's really lap 2. Do not be fooled. And the leaderboards are kind of glitching a little bit, I think. The standings are glitching. As Carwin Rob is into the pits, as was suspected to have happened after that damage. And Anton Bennett is also into the pits as well. Cobalt lucky to have no damage after that spin. Not sure if there was contact or if it was something to do with a glitch with the ghosting and the cars like popping in and out of collision detection. But yeah, very, very unfortunate start for the Renault, for the Racing Point, and for the Mercedes. Into Cops goes the leader, Kasich. for a third time. The lap counter has finally sorted itself out. Ooh, a little bit of wheel spin there, as that is Flex Marcel, I believe, that mysterious Red Bull driver with no name on the leaderboard at the moment, who's just gotten a penalty, and so is Anton, looking at it. So let's actually stay with this. Now Cassius had pulled away a little bit from the rest of the pack after lap number 2, but after lap 3, Superguy has caught up a little bit, about half the gap actually, from around 1.5 to 0.7 seconds. Ooh, Lola, I'm going a little bit wide there and getting a penalty for it. Superguy now within around half a second of Cassius, coming onto the hangar straight. DRS is open. Let me get the telemetry up here. My bad for forgetting about it. But we do have a little bit of a battle here for P5. As Lorelem is attempting to go down the inside of VSNT in the Haas. Little lockup from the Haas driver. And now is a really good chance for Lamb to get this position. A little bit of a defensive maneuver there from the Haas. A fair defensive maneuver there. And now he's coming back at him. Coming back at Lord Lamb. Oh, and a huge dive there from Deadwood. And that has not played off well for him. Oh, and some carbon fiber off of Flex Marcel as well. So that's going to cost both of them massive amounts of time over the course of the race. Oh, as Marcel isn't too happy, it appears. Weaving the car back and forth there. Down the straight. As a little bit further back, got quite a train here of a few cars. But I fear now that Deadwood and Flex Marcel might be at risk here of the cars behind due to that damage. Oh, and Flex Marcel has to go off the track, comes back on, loses the position to the Renault. Might gain it back though, as Anton has spun in the first sector, it appears. Hopefully there's no damage to his car, but his race has steadily unraveled since the first lap. And only a safety car plus some amazing overtakes and a little bit of luck can get him back into it now, as he is many seconds off of even the next car, let alone the rest of the pack. Very unfortunate race for some today. For Cassius though, everything is going as planned, still in the lead by 0.5 seconds. Oh, as we do have a yellow flag in Sector 3 now, as Anton once again probably tires, giving him a lot of grief after that original spin, and Anton has understandably thrown in the towel after such a horrendous start to a race. It's completely understandable that he would want to you know, just call it a day and try again, hopefully for some much better luck next weekend. As VSMT and Lord Lamb side by side through Stowe, I'm going to be coming back at the Haas into Vale, as there we see the Red Bull of Djibouti, and these two guys side by side still. Ooh, contact. Here's the viewpoint from Deadwood Bear, who's still continuing on despite the damage, still having pretty good pace. Maybe Lord of Lamb and VSMT also have damage, or maybe Deadwood is just catching up due to them battling. But pretty impressive stuff from the Renault driver, actually, who started last, currently in P7, no penalties at the moment, and is looking pretty good. Ooh, that is Twitch, who unfortunately has spun. Still side by side for Lord of Lamb and VSMT though. Battle for P5 continues on, and the battle for P1 is getting pretty spicy as well. Just 4/10ths in it at the moment, but these two guys are really driving for their lives out here, which is what we like to see. Gap is closing between the top two drivers. It won't be enough though, I don't think, for an overtake this lap, so I will hold off on switching the camera until maybe next lap. But here we go, Lord of Lamb and VSMT once again. Down the inside goes the Williams, but around the outside, VSMT comes back. Side by side they are. As Cobalt does get a penalty, a nice cutback attempt from VSMT. Ooh, almost a repeat incident of what happened as Flex Marcel has spun out of Cops. Almost a repeat incident of what happened with, I think it was Albon and Magnussen in the 70th anniversary Grand Prix, I think. Oh, with like one of the drivers getting clipped there at the final corner. Anyways, a lot of cars back here, and ooh, that is an incident there. That is for TJ. So both Alfa Romeos having some pretty horrid times at the moment, as VSMT, Lord of Lamb, and Deadwood are still in this battle. As ooh, it's on fresh hards as well. 2 spins, or 2 separate incidents on the same lap for Flex Marcel, as Lord of Lamb down the inside of Cops cannot make the move stick. And here comes Deadwood Bear having a lift off of the throttle into Maggots. Very, very intense stuff here. Lord of Lamb a little bit loose there on the exit, but should be safe from Deadwood, at least on this occasion. But VSMT might be in trouble here, as down the inside attempts Lord of Lamb. And the gap between the top two is now closer than ever before, just 2/10ths. Let's skip to this just for now, just to see what happens into turn 3 here. Not much. Unfortunately, not enough. Ooh. Unfortunately, they were not close enough for a nice battle there. Ooh. And contact between Lord of Lamb and Deadwood. Deadwood having to lock up there twice now. That lack of downforce on the left side really costing him. Ooh, 2. A distinctive rear grip slip moments there. As side by side, ooh, major contact. It was bound to happen with them racing so hard, as Buttons back is now in the mix as well. Weren't these drivers pretty close to the back of the field, actually? Buttons was in P13, and Deadwood was last, and now they are fighting for some serious points. Ooh, as that is, I think, someone getting lapped, actually. But Super Guy closing in, gaining all the time on Cassix, as Flex Marcel is still in the race, but is letting many cars through. Ooh, ooh, major incident there for Bunsback, losing multiple positions, and a 10-second time penalty for Flex Marcel as well. Not sure why. He was letting cars through, but I think he is about to retire. Yeah, he's just retired from the session. Last place being lapped, plus a 10-second penalty for nothing, would plus, well, 2 spins leading up to that would and I would have a similar result as well. Oh, okay, this battle is really heating up now. Battle for P6 here, P5 rather. Going crazy. 3 separate teams, 3 separate drivers. And we've got 2 cars back here who are ready to join the party. Ooh, side by side, some wheel banging. Very, very close stuff. Right on the edge of adhesion there. Extremely, extremely entertaining racing here. One of the best battles I've ever seen in any league race with my own eyes that I've been a part of or have commentated with or had the pleasure to be a part of or commentate on. Multiple laps long, very, very close, minimal contact really, like only like realistic, you know, little bumps here and there, but nothing too major, no damage at least. Okay, wait, sorry. I thought that was the other Red Bull who had spun at turn 4, but that was just Flex Marcel's AI. Now, Deadwood's getting a pretty... Oh, and they're going into the pit lane. They're battling into the pits. And it is going to be VSNT who gets ahead on this occasion for now. However, Super Guy is going to... Super Guy has already pitted, which is why he's in P9. As Kasich will be the effective leader, possibly out of the pits. It's either going to be Kasich or Super Guy. Has Super Guy made the undercut work today? A little bit of oversteer. Oh, massive oversteer! A massive snap on the curb there. I don't think he would have gotten him anyway, but that is going to dent his hopes of a race win. He's going to have to do a lot of work now. Ooh, as the tires are very, very hot. He's going to be losing time hand over fist here. Very, very unfortunate for Super Guy, who was looking very, very strong to have an amazing battle with Kasich. Have the battle continue, but unfortunately it's not to be at the moment. As this battle continues on, VSNT versus Lordalam versus Rob versus Cobalt. So it's a 4-way fight here. As we have Deadwood Bear still on the soft tires. And we have Bazooka Joe on the mediums. Now, mediums definitely are holding up better at 10 laps into the race. And I would not defend this if I was Deadwood Bear, because you have to pit anyway. Smart stuff from both drivers. And I would imagine Deadwood Bear is going to be coming into the pits, as he does. So he will rejoin probably around P9, P10, probably. Ooh, as Deadwood does have a penalty when Super Guy has left the session. I'm not sure if that is a disconnection or if that is out of frustration and intentional, but that is, if he doesn't rejoin soon, it could be game, set, match for, well, at least between Kasich and Super Guy. The battle will, it'll be almost impossible for Super Guy to catch up if he loses more than 15-20 seconds further. Unless, obviously, a safety car comes out or something miraculous happens. But very, very unfortunate at the moment for the Ferrari. As TJ sets the fastest lap. As the Renault of Deadwood is coming out just behind Button. Now let's see how this goes on. Actually, this battle is heating up. And these two are at it again. Lordalam versus VSNT. With Rob and Cobalt getting some amazing viewpoints of this battle. So it's now a 4-way battle, effectively, with Button staying ahead of Deadwood, with TJ right behind, going very, very fast indeed on those medium tires. Oh, very, very nice. Ooh, side by side, once again, ooh, almost contact, ooh, there's contact, and ooh, almost a chain reaction there, very good reactions from Carl and Rob to not send it deep in there, because Lordalam probably had little control of that car at the moment with the oversteer, and may have, both of them may have been taken right out. as Cobalt is now in on the battle as well. He's extremely close. Oh, and here we go. Cobalt having to back off a little bit from the Mercedes. That will cost him a little bit of time there. But side by side once again, Lord of Lamb and VSMT. Oh, very, very close. And oh, there goes VSMT. Half spin. Getting caught up with Lord of Lamb's tire there. That's very, very unfortunate for him. Very, very unfortunate. And Super Guy is not happy at the moment, saying in the chat, trash game. So I am assuming, coupled with a couple of his comments in the Discord, as I can see, he did tap the grass, and he said that it was like driving on ice after that. So probably tires, probably one of those auto spin curbs, and then after that, the car was just not underneath him, and that isn't the unfortunate story that we have at the moment. But yeah, very, very unfortunate for Super Guy. Yeah, extremely unfortunate. Oh, and we have a safety car out, as Nell has DNF'd from the race. So now everyone has passed. No one is near the pit lane at the moment, which means that this will be an effective neutralization of the race. No one will get an advantage. Although actually, no, this is perfect. This is actually perfect for Bazooka Joe. So Bazooka Joe will gain time here, but no one else will benefit from coming into the pits. Maybe Rob could come into the pits, put on some mediums, I would theorize. But Bazooka Joe is going to gain a lot of time here, due to the delta that all the drivers have to follow under the VSC or under the preliminary stages of the full SC. Oh, and as that is, yep, Rob who is coming in, as suspected, at least a little bit, as theorized that he would, or could, potentially. Just drinking some water. And we have a whole train of cars in the pits. So let's see. Ooh, someone is getting held there. That is Deadwood. Oh no, he had to serve a time penalty, I believe, before they changed the tires. And as Funky has a speeding, pit lane speeding penalty as well. But now all the cars are coming out, and this is going to be one heck of a restart. I can tell you that. So now that we're just waiting for everyone to catch back up, I will actually just look at the Discord here. So Nell did have a big crash. It is confirmed. And Lord Lamb has said that he's not sure whether they clipped each other or something, but Lord Lamb was definitely enjoying that battle between him and VSMT, as is stated on the Discord. So just a little insight to some of the drivers' thoughts at the halfway point of this race, or a little bit over halfway actually. Lap 16 out of 26. As a couple drivers, I believe, have been upset at the dirty air of the cars, with the amount of downforce they produce, just with the dirty air, especially on this game. It's apparently very, very bad. And yeah, many drivers were struggling to overtake there, and it was stressing them out, or it was making them obviously upset when they feel they're faster but you can't overtake. It kind of feels like you're being robbed of a position, but unfortunately that is just how the cars are this year, and the game has to follow suit with the real life regs. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully in the near future we can with the 2022 regs, that will change for the better. But anyways, we just have the two cars from the back here, the two Alfa Romeos. So every car bar one has come to the one car is just away from the pack, but at the end of lap 17 we should be going racing, and then we will have 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 to get some good battles on. So that, if I'm correct, that is 9 racing laps, 18 to 26, including last lap is 9 laps. So we will have 9 laps to go racing, and a lot can happen in that time, especially with some relatively fresh tires and with everyone so close to each other. And alright, so safety car notifications should be coming in any moment now. Now I wonder how the AI of Super Guy is going to affect some of the cars behind, as the AI is known to be a little bit wonky sometimes with the safety car restarts, and a little bit slower than usual. However, we will wait and see. So here we go. Kasich can go anytime he would like, as soon as the SC comes in, which is right now. So whenever the McLaren wants, they will go, which is right about, well, it'll be out of Vale, I'm pretty sure. So that'll be right about now. So off he goes. Oh, bad camera angle. There we go. Ooh, as Bazooka Joe does have a penalty for multiple warnings, leaving only 2 drivers in the race. Super Guy, who's an AI, and Kasich, who's leading the race. Oh, and Vaporche, without penalties. So that's very nice. But it's been a pretty well-behaved restart from everybody, I think. But yeah, the field spread is already noticeable, unfortunately. Just the way it is with A, the dirty air, and B, just the way the restarts are. However, we do have some close battles here. We have Lordalam overtaking the AI of Super Guy. Now let's see what happens the first time through the S's. Everything appears to be good. And here we go, we have Deadwood versus Buttons back. Oh, and Button does get a penalty for that that little off-track excursion. Not even an excursion, more just like a little adventure there. But oh, he's going really slow now. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's now under threat from VSMT, who goes down the inside at turn 1. Oh, and here's Rob and Cobalt battling for P7 as Cassix is pulling away from the rest of the pack, as you can see on the mini map. Oh, and here we go. Ooh, almost contact there between the Alpha and the Ass. And here we go. Oh, almost contact again. Oh, more contact. Down the inside. They do touch. They're still touching. Oh, and they're going to take each other out. Almost. There goes VSMT. And TJ has lost a bunch of time and some positions as well. And that is crazy. They were just rubbing against each other, and that unfortunately is the result. And VSMT, I believe, has spun again due to overheating tires. But his chances of getting even back to P12 are slim to none at this moment. Very unfortunate incident for the Haas and the Alfa Romeo, as TJ gets a penalty, and this battle continues on. Here we go, Bazooka Joe versus Lordalam for P4, and Lordalam is passed, but Bazooka Joe's coming back, but cannot get the traction that he wanted or needed at that moment. And Rob is about to pass Super Guy's AI here. Oh, as Funky does get a penalty. And there's Rob versus Cobalt. Rob getting past. Oh, and there's Deadwood almost hitting into the back of his teammate, but luckily getting the car slowed down in time. Now Cobalt is looking to get that position back, that P6. Back after spinning at the start, coming back to be in the battle for P6 is pretty good, and not being too far off the leaders at the moment, despite the safety car obviously bunching the pack up, but still very good work by Cobalt. So at the moment, this is the closest battle. But yeah, Cassix is pulling away, and Shay is pulling away from their respective cars behind. Quite a big gap between the top 4 at the moment, of about 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds, 5.6. A little bit of a lockup there from Deadwood. Back to the battle for P4 here. Lowerland versus Bazooka Joe. Oh, and a major battle is brewing here. Still a lot of cars very, very close to each other. As Rob versus Bazooka, as Lord Lamb is too far ahead to attempt an overtake on. The gap between the top four is now approximately 7.5 seconds, I believe. Yeah, 7.6, 7.7. So the field is spreading out as is expected from any real-life Grand Prix, and it seems that it is coming into the game as well. Bazooka Joe versus Carwin Rob here for P5. Carwin does get ahead on this occasion, so very good job by him. But Bazooka Joe can still get it back down the hangar straight later on in this lap. Speaking of laps, 3 laps to go, 2.5 in fact, for the leader. Oh, here we go. TJ attempting a pass and completing a pass on Buns back for P10, so the final points paying position. Rob now extremely close to Lord Lamb. After passing Bazooka Joe, he is showing very good pace in that Mercedes, coupled with the fact that he is on fresher tires than everyone else ahead of him. And we are on to the final lap of the race. So let's see what penalties will come. Let's see. Where are you? There you are. So 12 seconds for Lord Lamb. So he will definitely drop back a couple positions. Probably 1 or 2 positions at least. Possibly 3 in fact, actually. Maybe 4. I'm afraid for him that might be the case. Without the safety car, that would be a much different story. But it's just how racing is sometimes. With the field bunching up, it's just rules are rules, and that's just how it is. So quite unfortunate for him, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Lord Lamb still did pretty good today. Had a very nice battle with the VSMT. VSMT unfortunately having a half spin there after a little bit of contact between the two, and then also having the incident with TJ. TJ has recovered a little bit, but VSMT unfortunately it has not. He is gaining time on Twitch, to be fair, but he unfortunately will be classified P13, I do believe. As Kasich comes across the line, no penalties. Same with Vaporshea behind him, no penalties. Gap of 3.4 seconds between the two. And Kasich wins the Grand Prix. Vaporshea P2, G-Book P3, Rob P4, Bazooka Joe P5. Oh, Super Guy P5. So 10 points despite the disconnection. So it's Kasich, Vaporshea, G-Book, Rob, Super Guy, Bazooka Joe, Cobalt, Deadwood, Lord Lamb, TJ, Twitch, Button, and VSMT. Big shout out to VSMT for staying in the race despite all hope nearly being lost after that incident with TJ. No one at fault for that, I would say. I think that was just a racing incident. Deadwood gets driver of the day, and yeah, so yeah, that has been the race. I hope you enjoyed the race itself. The commentary from me. Hope my mic isn't too loud. I can't really reduce the volume of it, unfortunately. At least I haven't found a way to. So I hope you just turn the volume down and could still understand me. But yeah, thank you very, very much, everybody, for watching, for supporting the stream by watching and commenting, and we hope that you enjoyed the race. So final race time 41:06. So actually much less time than I thought. Thought it would have been 45 minutes. It was 41. But yeah, Kasich from pole position gets the win. So yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching, everybody, and we at Rising Phoenix say thank you, and until next time, next week, which will be Belgium. Oh no, not next week. In 3 weeks' time, or 2 weeks' time, is it? Yeah, in 3 weeks, we will see you for Belgium on the 8th of January. So, yep, thank you for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye bye.